Hello, boys and girls. This is Mr. Mousean. So, now that you have had the chance to install Flat for Docs or Flat IO for Docs or whatever you want to call it, I wanted to kind of show you how to get around it a little bit easier. So, first things first, whenever you want to use it, you're going to always go to your add-ons right here. So now that it's there, you're going to go to add-ons. And whenever you want to create something for your for a piece, you're going to go to Flat for Docs. And you're always going to go to Insert Musical Snippet. Snippet is just a word for, I guess, piece, or just a short piece. All right, so for our class, for right now, you're just going to click on Single Staff, right? So here's the thing. It looks pretty small, right? Now, you could keep it this small as you're working on it, or if you wanted to make that a little bit bigger, here is the first tab. It's called Document, okay? So just like in Microsoft Word or Google Docs, if you want to make it a little bit bigger, press that zoom in button. Now you can see it a little better. If you need to zoom out, there's the button to zoom out. Okay, zoom in, zoom out. Okay, so that's the document button. And I'm not sure how these are working very well. The cut and the paste, it hasn't been working well for me. If I do figure that out, I will certainly let you know. The next thing that's most important is, of course, the notes. All right, so down here you have all the notes that you could possibly use. Some we have learned in class, others we have definitely not learned in class. So the first, you have your whole notes, you have half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, and if you ever do decide to try and learn music on your own, you may learn 32nd notes, 64th notes. I believe there are 128th notes. Those are really, really fast. But let's say you wanted to create your first note with a whole quarter note. You're going to click on the quarter note here, and then you're going to go to this spot right here. Start at the beginning, and then you're going to click on the staff where you want to place your note. Now notice you're going to get to the end. If you'd like to leave a rest there, just simply don't put anything. If you wanted to create a note, well, then you put a note there. Now obviously, if I tried to click on a half note or a whole note, it would assume that, well, it would just say you don't have enough beats in that measure, because that would create 1, 2, 3 3/4 notes plus a half note is 5 beats. You have 4 beats in a measure because of a 4/4 time signature means you can only have 4 beats in a measure, and you can't have 5 beats. So it would automatically start creating a second measure, right? So you can't place a half note there. It's not going to let you. But say you clicked on half note here. It's going to assume you want a half rest until you place a half note. And then it's going to place a rest until you decide to do something different. See how it changed into 2/4 rests? Kind of cool, right? So that's kind of how the whole notes thing work. And it will keep adding measures as you keep writing. Now, I've just created 3 measures just like that in a matter of 3 minutes. Let's go back. So to go back to the beginning, just click on your first note and let's hear what I've written so far by pressing the play button down here. Okay, let's say I didn't like that measure at all. I'm going to, it'll play each note as I delete it. Deleting the note or rhythm is this X right here. Okay? That's important. Because if you make a mistake and you need to fix it, that's your X here. Okay? You can do that at any spot in the measure. You can go here, delete it. You can go here and delete it anywhere you need to. Okay? Again, you can choose eighth notes too, right? Remember, if you choose eighth notes, remember you need 2 eighth notes. Oop, sorry about that. When you're writing eighth notes come in pairs of 2, right? Okay, so it's going to keep creating eighth rests until you decide to put something there, right? Okay, so that's the whole note business. All right, articulation. Now, articulation is another way we've kind of said expression, right? So we said things like staccato. If you wanted to make a note staccato, right, or short, you could just click on that over the note that you want and it becomes staccato, right? If you wanted to, they call it a slur. We're calling it, the slur basically makes the notes legato. If you wanted to make it legato, you would take this, it's not really big, and just kind of stretch it out. You can only stretch it out to these 3 notes at a time, okay? But you could do that. And again, if you make a mistake, just go back and take it away, okay? Or you can simply click on it and press delete. That's always an easy fix, right? What else? Oh, don't worry about ornaments quite right now. Dynamics, right? Say you wanted to start off a piece piano. Say you wanted to add a piano dynamic right here. A bit of an odd spot, but you could do it. So, now when I go back to the beginning, watch what it did. Now you've just inserted a piano marking, which means soft, right? So you can now add dynamics in here as well. Pretty nice, right? So you've got them here. Pianissimo, which means triple piano. Pianissimo, which means soft, really soft. Piano, soft. Mezzo piano, sorry. Pianissimo means that's like barely, you can barely hear anything at that level. It's like a whisper, like a really, really, really soft whisper. Pianissimo is a soft whisper. Piano is soft. Mezzo piano, mezzo forte, and forte. And fortissimo, loud, right? Measure. 5th and 6th grade, you know about this. If you wanted to add a key signature, you could do that too. And it pulls up those options for you. So, if you want to do it in the key of G, it'll now put it there for you, right there. Okay? And when you're done with your piece, you're going to press that insert button again. Okay? So once you've inserted it, you can no longer play your piece. So keep that in mind. All right, so I hope that I've been able to provide you with some of the tools, or kind of a way of showing you all the fun things you can do with Flat IO. I know I've given you a lot in this video, so look at the description box below the YouTube video here, and I'll give you the times for each of the sections in the video, as to where you can go if you want to learn about each of the different things you can do for Flat IO. Okay, so that way you don't have to watch the whole video every time you want to learn something about Flat IO. Okay, all right, happy writing, everybody.